What if I told you that the way you speak to yourself holds the key to unlocking your fullest potential? Intrigued? Let's explore how self-talk shapes your reality. You know how sometimes you catch yourself talking to yourself? It's like having a little chat inside your head. Well, guess what? Lots of people do it, and it's totally normal. It's like a habit we can't easily shake, just like eating or drinking. But here's the thing. While we might not be able to stop talking to ourselves altogether, we can actually change what we're saying to ourselves. Like instead of being all negative and down on ourselves, we can start saying positive stuff. And you know what's really cool? It can totally change how things turn out in our lives. It's kind of crazy to think about, but the stuff we tell ourselves in our heads can actually shape what happens to us. It's like those conversations we have with ourselves are the seeds that grow into the stuff that happens to us. So even though we might not realize it, the way we talk to ourselves can have a big impact on our lives. It's like the secret sauce that makes everything happen. And if we want to change things up and make our lives better, we just have to start changing those conversations we have with ourselves. It's like planting new seeds in our minds and watching them grow into awesome stuff. How cool is that? You know that saying, you are what you think. It's kind of like saying, what you think about yourself is what you become. But here's the thing. Sometimes we don't even realize that our thoughts are influenced by the stuff we've been telling ourselves over and over again. Imagine your mind like a path in the woods. The more you walk on that path, the more worn down it gets, right? Well, our thoughts are a bit like that. The more we think certain things, the more they become like well-worn paths in our minds. But here's the good news. If we want to change where we're headed in life, we can't keep following those old paths. We've got to break free from those old ways of thinking. It's like taking off a heavy backpack full of old stuff that's holding us back. Once we do that, we can start heading in the direction we really want to go. Cool, huh? Think of our world like a huge playground full of endless possibilities for changing our thoughts. Everything that happens to us, everything we make happen, is closely connected to the stuff we tell ourselves without even realizing it. But here's the thing. As we grow up and become more civilized, we need to pay attention to those little talks we have in our heads. They're super important. They actually help shape what our lives look like. Imagine if you kept saying the same things to yourself over and over again. It's like going around in circles without going anywhere new, right? Well, that's what happens if we stick to the same old thoughts. Our lives stay the same. But if we want things to change, we've got to start by changing the way we talk to ourselves. It's like flipping a switch and opening up new doors to all sorts of cool stuff. Trying to change things outside of us without changing our thoughts first is like trying to swim upstream. It's tough. Sometimes, without even noticing, we get caught up in thinking negative stuff about ourselves. It's like we're our own worst critics. And the funny thing is, we still want to feel like we're in control of our lives, even though those negative thoughts are actually messing things up for us. Imagine if you kept telling yourself you're not good enough or that things never work out for you. Well, guess what? If you keep thinking like that, it's going to be tough for good things to happen. It's like being stuck on a merry-go-round that never stops spinning. And instead of realizing that it's our own thoughts that are causing all the problems, we blame everything else around us. It's like pointing fingers at everything except the real issue, our own negative self-talk. But once we figure that out, we can start breaking free from that cycle and making things better for ourselves. It's all about changing how we talk to ourselves and taking control of our own happiness. Think of it like this. What happens on the outside is kind of like a mirror of what's going on inside our heads. So if we're always thinking negative stuff, it's going to show up in our lives. It's like our thoughts have this magical power to make things happen. Picture this. If you spend all your time worrying and being down on yourself, those thoughts are going to shape what happens next. It's like setting yourself up for a rough ride ahead. But here's the cool part. If we switch up those negative thoughts for positive ones, we can totally change the game. It's like turning a frown upside down and watching how things start looking up. So let's focus on the good stuff and see how our world starts to sparkle with positivity. Okay, imagine your mind is like a magic wand. Whatever you think inside, like if it's good or bad, ends up showing up in your life. It's like your thoughts have this superpower to make things happen for real. So, if you're always thinking happy thoughts It's like sprinkling happiness all over your life. But if you're stuck on negative thoughts, it's like planting weeds that mess things up later on. Here's the deal. Whatever we focus on inside, whether it's positive or negative, shows up in our lives. It's like our thoughts are magnets, attracting stuff that matches them. So let's try to think good thoughts, okay? That way we can fill our lives with all the awesome stuff we dream about. Here's the scoop. What we do right now, like this very moment, is super important. Even if we don't see the results right away, our actions today shape our future. It's like planting seeds in a garden. You might not see the flowers right away, but if you take care of those seeds, they'll bloom into something beautiful eventually. And get this, we don't need to shout or make a big fuss to make things happen. Nope. It's all about paying attention to what's going on inside us. It's like tuning into our own thoughts and feelings and letting them guide us. So, let's listen closely to what our hearts are saying and take small steps towards making our dreams come true. Because even the tiniest action can lead to something big. Think of it like this. Everything that happens to us, like the good stuff and the not so good stuff, is like a mirror showing what's going on inside us. So if we're feeling happy and positive, it's like spreading sunshine all around us. But if we're feeling down, it's like a rain cloud following us around. Here's the secret sauce. If we want to change what's happening around us, we've got to start by changing what's happening inside us. It's like flipping a switch and turning our dreams into reality. So let's imagine the kind of life we want and start talking to ourselves like it's already happening. It's like painting a picture with our words and making it come true. How cool is that? Let's believe in ourselves and watch the magic happen. All right, let's break this down in simpler terms. Using your imagination on purpose can be like having a superpower. It's like taking all those thoughts and feelings swirling around in your head and turning them into something real. Now, think about what you really want in life. Your goal, your dream. Got it? Well, here's the thing. For that dream to come true, your thoughts and feelings need to be on the same page. It's like they gotta be best buddies, working together towards the same goal. So take a look at what you're thinking and feeling inside. Is it in line with what you want to achieve? If not, it's time to get them in sync. Because when your thoughts and feelings are singing the same tune, that's when the real magic happens. Think of it like this. When we talk to ourselves in a way that matches our biggest dreams and hopes, that's when we're on the right track. It's like having a secret power. Now, let's talk about our mind and our words. They're like two awesome gifts we've been given. When we use them the right way, they can take us to amazing places, even places that are beyond what we can see or touch. So, when we think and speak in a way that lines up with our biggest dreams, it's like we're tapping into something really special. It's like opening a door to a world of possibilities. Let's use these gifts wisely and see where they can take us. Way back when, people believed that words were super powerful, like really powerful. They thought that when you say something, it's like sending out a special vibe into the world. So think of it like this. When you say something, it's not just words floating around. It's like you're sending out this energy that attracts stuff back to you, kind of like a magnet. And get this, what you attract back depends on what's going on inside you. So, if you're thinking positive thoughts and saying positive things, you'll bring more good stuff into your life. But if it's all negative, well, you might end up attracting more of that. So, let's watch what we say and think, because our words have more power than we might realize. Let's send out good vibes and see what awesome stuff comes our way. Think of it like this. The stuff we tell ourselves in our heads is really important. It's like the blueprint for our lives. Back in the old days, people believed that the words they said were super powerful, kind of like magic spells. So when we talk to ourselves, it's not just random chatter. It's like we're shaping our world with every thought. It's pretty cool, right? Now, here's the kicker. If we want to change our lives, we've got to start by changing what we say to ourselves. It's like rewiring our brains for awesomeness. So, let's pay attention to those little conversations we have in our heads, because they're shaping our reality. Let's fill our minds with positivity and watch how it transforms our lives for the better. Here's the deal. If you want to reach your dreams, you got to make sure your thoughts match up with what you want. It's like tuning into the same frequency as your goals. Think about it like this. What you say and think has a huge impact on your life. It's like you're creating your own destiny with every word you speak and every thought you have. So let's focus on the good stuff. Let's fill our minds with positive thoughts and sayings, because that's what'll lead us to a bright future. It's like planting seeds of goodness that'll grow into something amazing. And remember, where you come from is important too. It's like the roots of a tree, shaping who you are and where you're headed. So let's stay true to our origins and keep aiming for the stars. Think of it like this. If you want to grow apples, you gotta plant apple seeds, right? Well, it's the same with success. If you want to achieve big things, you gotta plant the seeds of success in your mind first. So imagine your mind as a garden. If you want a big, juicy harvest of achievements, you gotta plant the seeds of success in your mind. That means believing in yourself, setting goals, and working hard to make them happen. And here's the cool part. You gotta act like you already have success in your hands. It's like pretending you're already wearing a crown before you even become king or queen. When you act and believe like success is already yours, you're setting yourself up for big things. So let's get planting those seeds of success and watch them grow into something amazing. Picture it like this. What we believe inside our heads is super important, even if it doesn't match up with what's happening outside. It's like having your own special truth that guides you, even when things seem different on the surface. So sometimes the stuff happening around us might not seem to agree with what we think or believe. But here's the thing. If we stick to our beliefs and keep believing in ourselves, eventually things will start to line up with what we know to be true inside. It's like paving the way for our beliefs to become reality. Even if things don't look the way we want them to at first, if we keep believing and working towards our goals, eventually we'll see our dreams come true. And here's a cool thought. When we change the way we talk to ourselves inside our heads, it's like putting on a whole new outfit. It might not be visible to others, but it changes how we feel and how we show up in the world. So let's keep believing in ourselves and talking to ourselves like the awesome, capable people we are. Our thoughts have more power than we realize, and they're shaping our future every day. Imagine your best self. Think about who you want to be in the future. Maybe you want to be really kind, super smart, or really good at something like sports or art. Close your eyes and picture yourself being that awesome person. Feel it like it's real. Once you've imagined your future self, try to feel what it would be like to actually be that person. It's like pretending you're a superhero and feeling all brave and strong. Life is like a training ground. Think of life as a big practice session. Just like how you practice sports or music to get better, you can practice being the person you want to be. Every day is a chance to get closer to your goals. Test your imagination. Try using your imagination to make your dreams come true. It's like practicing a magic trick and then seeing it actually work. So keep imagining yourself being awesome and watch how life starts to match up with your dreams. Your thoughts matter. The way you talk to yourself in your head is really important. It's like having a special tool that can help you or hurt you. Watch out for negative thoughts. When you think negative things like feeling jealous or wishing bad things on others, it's like planting bad seeds in your mind. And those seeds can grow into big problems later on. Breaking bad habits. Sometimes we get used to thinking negative thoughts without even realizing it. We might use them to make excuses for why things aren't going our way, or to put others down. Choosing kindness. Instead of letting negative thoughts take over, let's try to be kinder to ourselves and others. When we focus on being positive and supportive, we make the world a better place for everyone. So let's keep an eye on our thoughts and make sure they're helping us grow, not holding us back. With a little kindness and positivity, we can change our thoughts and change the world. To achieve success, you gotta let go of those negative thoughts holding you back and start thinking like the successful person you want to be. It's like trading in your old beat-up car for a shiny new one. Except in this case, it's your mindset that's getting an upgrade. Now it's time for us to step up and take responsibility for our actions. We've got to use our imagination wisely, picking words that match up with the kind of world we want to live in. And speaking of imagination, it's not just something fun to play with. It's like a superpower. It's what helps us turn our dreams into reality. So, let's use it to picture ourselves living our best lives right here and now. But here's the thing, sometimes we might run into roadblocks along the way. That's okay. It's all part of the journey. So, let's keep pushing forward and using our imagination to create the life we want. When we feel like things aren't going our way, it's like a little alarm going off in our heads. It's telling us there might be something blocking us from reaching our goals, and we need to pay attention. Our experiences, even the ones we don't quite understand, are connected to how we think and feel inside. So if we're facing stuff we don't like, it's a sign that we need to change the way we're thinking. Just like how we need food to survive, we also need good thoughts to keep our minds healthy. So let's feed our minds with positive, loving thoughts. It's like giving our brains a big, warm hug. By paying attention to these signs and nourishing our minds with positivity, we can overcome any obstacle and create the life we want. When you use your imagination, don't just sit back and watch. Get involved. Imagine you're in a movie and you're the main character. Feel the excitement and energy of your dreams like they're happening right now. Imagine you're not just seeing things in your mind, but you can hear them, touch them, and even smell them. It's like bringing your dreams to life in vivid detail. By really getting into your imagination like this, you'll start to feel more motivated and hopeful. It's like turning your dreams into reality, one thought at a time. So picture yourself in your dream place doing all the things you want to do. And pay attention to how you're talking to yourself inside your head. If your thoughts match up with your dreams, you're on the right track. Keep using your imagination like this, and you'll start to see your dreams come true before you know it. You've got the power to make it happen. Okay, let's simplify this. If you feel like there's something holding you back in your thoughts, don't worry. It's like a little signal telling you there might be something important you need to think about. Sometimes, these feelings of resistance can mean you have some beliefs or fears that are getting in the way of your goals. It's like having little roadblocks in your mind that you need to deal with. But here's the cool part. By paying attention to these feelings and figuring out what's causing them, you can start to break through those roadblocks. It's like finding the key to unlock the door to your dreams. So, don't be afraid to explore your thoughts and emotions. They're like clues that can help you understand yourself better and move closer to your goals. You've got this.